What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your review for Black Ink Crew season 6 episode 6. So this review not going to be that long. This episode took me out. This is the episode. If you guys follow any of the Black Ink Crew on social media, you know that a few weeks back, maybe a month or so back, Charmaine's mom died, and seems like she had some health issues, but her passing was unexpected. The majority of this episode was Charmaine finding out, and then how other things were dealt with. So it was rough watching that episode. You know, I say all the time when reality TV meets reality, and you can definitely tell that this was real. And that's not to say that that things weren't produced. We know it's still a TV show, but it was real. We saw she wanted to have a maternity shoot. She had a maternity shoot, and she's talking about her mom the whole time. Talking about, and they even sent a video to her mom while they were doing the maternity shoot. I wasn't all that impressed with the maternity shoot. Like, we have seen some badass maternity shoots over the years, and I don't know. It was okay. I kind of feel like a part of Charmaine might have known something, whether it was subconscious, because when she did this maternity shoot, it was a little early on, I feel, if that makes sense what I'm saying. But anyway, it was a nice maternity shoot, though. It was definitely a nice maternity shoot. I mean, like I'm saying, the way it was set up, the setup and stuff of it. I still think, well, I ain't gonna do that. Anyway, so yeah. Then we see Bella show up down to the shop, basically begging for a job. And you know what? I spent probably the first 2 seasons reviewing this show dogging Ryan. Like, Ryan really could not do a whole lot of good as far as I was concerned, because I felt like he just wasn't handling business the way he should handle business. And this was a perfect opportunity. This was a perfect example of showing how far Ryan has come and how much he has grown as a businessman. And he, basically was like, look, I feel, because she gave him the whole sob story about not being able to feed her child and scraping change together to feed her kid and not knowing how she gonna pay rent. And he said, I feel for Bella. I tried to be there for Bella. I tried to help Bella. But at the end of the day, I don't have a space for her here. Like, this is just the new 9 Mag. And she was part of the old 9 Mag. And, unfortunately, she became collateral damage. And I just don't have anything for her. And I really think she thought he was going to make up a job or find a job or give her a job. And she said, okay, well, I mean, if something comes up, would you consider giving me a chance or something? And I understand, but I also understand that Ron ain't the only place that's hiring in Chicago. I mean, she said she's been temping and all of that, and I get it, that is hard. But, Ryan has to do what's in the best interest of his business. And like he said, this is a business decision. This isn't personal. But business-wise, I just don't have no spot for you. I can respect that. I definitely can respect his decision. Then we have Phor in this situation with the woman saying that he the baby daddy. Look, Phor. Excuse me. Phor. This whole situation is real hanky to me. Now, I don't know if this is for the show or if this is real, but this situation is real hanky. So, Phor supposedly hooked up with this chick that I guess they went in high school together. And when he said, and he told her point blank, he said, look, I don't really remember you. Can you tell me how this all went down? And she was like, well, I mean, I just know you were with one of your friends. And she showed him a picture of the dude. And, Phor was like, yeah, I definitely, that's my boy. Like, me and him still, to this day, me and him are still cool. I know who he is. She said, and I guess we were over somebody's cousin, uncle, brother house or something. And we weren't supposed to be there because, y'all kind of snuck us in. And we had to be quiet. And, we ended up in a closet, with with some trash bags in there. And Phor was like, so we had sex in a closet with trash bags? And she was just like, yeah. Phor was like, yeah, I definitely don't remember having sex in the closet with trash bags. Like, it was so, the story was crazy, right? So, I was just, I was just a little at a loss for words, at the whole story. And so was Phor. And he said, well, okay, I mean, if you say that's how it went down. So then she said, well, she's here, you want to meet her. Talking about the daughter. And at that point, what was Phor supposed to say? Like, you could tell the answer was no. He really didn't want to, because his thing was, until we really figure this out, like basically have a DNA test and we find out for sure if that's my baby, I would prefer not to bring her into this. But the daughter's there. He meets her. They have a real awkward conversation. And, he says, okay, well, nice meeting y'all. And, he gonna hit her with well, I guess we'll see each other again. And in my mind, I'm like, you guess. Like, if nothing else, y'all gonna be seeing each other swabbing the inside of y'all mouth or something. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Y'all have to tell me about what y'all think in them comments. Like, what y'all think? Who y'all think the daddy is? Like, y'all think it's Phor? Y'all let me know what y'all think. I don't know. This whole situation is weird to me. So then we have the only other thing that kind of went down was when Charmaine did find out. Again, like I said, I can't dwell on that. I just can't get into all of that. But when she did find out, it seems like the first person she called was Ryan. Even before Danielle, it seems like. Ryan said he was with Don and Phor. He went right over, and I mean, whatever beef was between Charmaine and Ryan, it was out the door at that moment. Ryan said that he had always maintained a separate relationship with her mom, and they even showed text messages where she was talking to Ryan saying, look, you and Charmaine worked this out. Like, y'all are better friends in this. If you've been watching the show, you see in other episodes where Ryan and Charmaine fell out and the mom was like, look, y'all worked this out. So Ryan is like, we've always had our own relationship, and you could tell Ryan is hurting and Ryan is upset and he's there to comfort Charmaine. Don and Phor show up, but Charmaine won't let them in. And they said that she's still in a really bad place with them. But last week she was cussing Ryan out. You know what I mean? But again, it just goes to show the relationship she had with Ryan. That even with all of that, Ryan was still the first person she called, or at least one of the first people she called. And that he dropped everything and he went over there. She was the one that sent him over to Second City to tell them what was going on, because they were calling her and she wasn't, obviously she wasn't returning their phone calls and they didn't know anything. So Ryan told them what was going on, and then Neek had been out of town at a conference, and of course he immediately flew back. Danielle and her mom ended up coming over. And so the last thing we see is Charmaine headed down to Louisiana, and next week is going to be the actual funeral and stuff. So it's a lot, y'all. It was a hard episode to watch, especially if you've been dealing with something or what have you. Definitely if you still processing the death of a parent. Charmaine was the only child. Her and her mom were like best friends. She said she had just talked to her mom the night before, so it was definitely hard. You could definitely feel Charmaine's pain, especially. But the one thing she said was, I know my mom, at least my mom knew I was in a good place. I was married, I was pregnant, I was happy, I was a businesswoman, I'm doing some great things with my life. So you have to find the solace where you can. So that was this week's episode. Like I said, I can't give you more than that. You can't give you more than that. But that was the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments, please.